Pretty much any auto pitch correction plugin will allow you to select a vocal register and a key or scale. This helps the plugin analyze the audio on input and more accurately tune the vocals. In Auto-Tune Pro, you can select an input type, which is the vocal register. There's 5 options: soprano for high female vocals, alto/tenor for low female and high male vocals, low male vocals, and then options for instruments and bass instruments as well. Pitch correction plugins can also be used to smooth out tunings in instrumental recordings as well. Right now, the key is set to C chromatic. The word chromatic comes from the term chromatic scale, meaning that all 12 notes within an octave are used, so any note on the keyboard could potentially be an intended target. I'll roll up the retune speed to a quicker setting so you can hear a more noticeable effect.
Tell me that you see it. Can you feel it? Can you hear it call your name? It's a broken world alone.
So you can hear it's pretty glitchy, and the vocal tuning is snapping to notes that aren't even in the key of the song. Now, this song is in the key of E flat minor, or the enharmonic D sharp minor. So the notes used in the vocal melody should be D sharp, E sharp, or F for the enharmonic, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, and then C sharp. So if I change the key to D sharp minor, now it sounds like this.
Tell me that you see it. Can you feel it? Can you hear it call your name? It's a broken world.
So that's still a bit glitchy, but it's better. The notes are snapping to the key and skipping over notes that are not in key. You can also use a slower retune speed and adjust the flex tune and humanize parameters to get rid of some of that glitchiness for a more natural effect.
Tell me that you see it. Can you feel it? Can you hear it call your name? It's a broken world alone.
Also, for the best input analysis, it's important to put vocal tuning plugins before all of your other plugins on the channel strip. iZotope's Nectar 3 also has a pitch correction module. Here you can set the vocal register, set the key of the song, or use a custom scale, where you can click to turn off certain notes so they're not included in the vocal tuning. I have a male rock vocal example in the key of A minor, so I'll set the register to mid, and I'll set the key to A minor. Then over here you can turn on the pitch correction and play with the strength and speed to adjust how much of the tuning effect you hear and how quickly the correction is applied. Why do we always have to say goodbye? Do we always have to live and die? Can't we live this life for each other? In Logic's pitch correction plugin, you can choose the scale type here, and then the root key of the scale here, and then the range here, normal or low voices. And then on the right, you can adjust the response time. Why do we always have to say goodbye? Do we always have to live and die? Can't we live this life for each other? So all automatic pitch correction plugins have these universal parameters: the voice or instrument register, the key or scale, response or retune time, an indicator for the intended pitch, and the amount of correction applied to the pitch. Now, one last thing that's worth mentioning, it's pretty common for vocal melodies to have notes that are outside of the key. These are called chromatic tones, and they're typically used as quick notes leading to other tones that are in the scale. So being able to identify chromatic tones and tune them outside of the scale is one advantage that manual tuning has over auto tuning. But we'll talk about that in another video.